Hi guys, so welcome to the PRIMEIGHT online training. This macro cycle, the key lifts will be the bench press and the squat. So the entire 12-week block will be based on trying to improve these two lifts. Now the first phase, it's kind of like the introductory phase in a way, accumulation 1. So the volume is higher, there's nothing special, there's no fancy methods being used here. Now the rep scheme is 12, 10, 8, 8. So with these types of rep scheme, this is kind of like a descending rep scheme. What you want to make sure is that you use loads that are really close to the RM of the rep that's supposed to be done for each and every set. So in this case, 12, 10, 8, 8, you want to use close to your 12 RM, close to your 10, close to your 8, and then you repeat the same weight for the last set. Now make sure you use, for those of you who have been doing many PRIMEIGHT online, make sure that you use the data in your Traineroic account to kind of like fix or calculate your starting weights. What I do suggest for the first session is maybe go like 5% less than the actual RM intensity. So like 12 reps, for example, is 70% of 1 RM. Maybe start at 65 for workout 1 and build up from workout 1 to 2 to 3. This way it's just going to be a little bit more sustainable on the workload component. So like 12 reps is 70%, 10 reps is 74%, 8 reps is 78. So basically you go up 4% from rep bracket to the next, but like I said, maybe start 5% less than normal. So 65% to 69% to 73%, and then you just increase from workout to workout. This way it's just going to be more sustainable, because remember that we're looking for quality. Okay, so you don't want to miss reps, and whatever rep you're doing, you want to do it with the appropriate technique, with the appropriate tempo. Now the tempo here is a 40x0 tempo, so I don't want to see a 1.50x0 tempo or a 20x0 tempo. We're really looking for that 4, because we're trying to build the intramuscular coordination. We're trying to build somewhat of a base of eccentric strength for the upcoming intensifications, where we're really going to drive load to a much greater extent. Now the X for the concentric tempo, what X means is it means as fast as possible. So this is a method called intended maximal concentric acceleration. So it takes into account the fact that the concentric rep on these movements are ascending strength curve reps, which means that the bottom of the range is much harder than the top part of the range. So you compensate by trying to accelerate throughout the entire range of motion to create more tension as you're doing the rep. So by truly trying to accelerate the concentric, you'll tap in more high threshold motor units, which will help you getting stronger. Okay, so it might take you 1.8 seconds to lift the weight, but you want to go as fast as possible. That's the key for those A series exercise, and make sure that you always remind yourself of that, because this is one of those skills that if you don't consciously practice it, you're quickly going to revert back to that like slower controlled concentric. Okay, so the loading here, really important, and the speed of contraction for the eccentric and concentric, very important as well. Now, the exercise selection, it's pretty basic. There's nothing, like I said earlier, there's no special methods here. It's very common exercises, but just keep in mind that everything in this program is in order to slowly build you up to being proficient on the bench press and back squat. Okay, so you know, like we have like stuff like the split squat low pulley, for example. The low pulley, the goal of the low pulley is it helps you kind of like drag or push your knee forward past the toes and really get all of that dorsiflexion at the ankle, getting your hamstring to cover the calf, so you get really like full range of motion at the knee joint, which will help eventually in the bottom range of the squat. So it's all little things like that that are thrown into the workout to help build these two lifts. You know, Just make sure that you focus on quality for that A series. Like I said earlier, please don't miss a rep. I mean, it's gonna happen, especially on week 3. You might miss a rep or so, but it's like you really want to try to hit everything, because this will dictate your volume. The B series, though, really try to go to concentric failure. The B series is the time where you're really pushing to hit concentric failure. So at this point in time for your 4 sets, you might be using the same load, and maybe it's going to look something like 10, 10, 9, 8. That's fine for the B series because we're looking for concentric failure. The C series, depending on what it is, like for arms, for example, like triceps and biceps, go to failure, it's not a problem. But if you're doing more like shoulder remedial stuff like rotator cuff or scap retractors, try not to go to failure here, because technique is so important, like arm angle and all that kind of stuff. So, just make sure, like, it depends on the exercise. Okay, so remember, we have the forum for you guys to ask questions, any questions throughout the entire 3-week phase. If you have exercises you're unsure about your technique, film it, put it in the forum, and we'll critique or give you tips on what you can do to improve the exercise. Use that forum as much as you can. Use a training aerobic app to really tally up your weights. And that's it. So phase 1, 3 weeks.